Mr. van Gleichen, first of all, can you tell me a little bit more about the subject of your presentation this afternoon?
Yes, well, the subject of the presentation will be the characteristics of the German fleet market. And this being Fleet Europe, of course, it is always benchmarks against the rest of Europe. That means I always try to show what is actually more the standard or what are typical and where is the German market different. Because I gather there are a lot of people here from other countries who would like to have an insight into the German market, being the biggest fleet marketed, or second biggest actually in Europe. So this sort of one side, typical of German, where does it behave differently versus the rest of Europe? That's going to be the key element.
Okay. Can you briefly explain the key elements of your presentation?
Well, I will look at different sort of different parts. One would be the segment, which are the strongest segments and how do they differ from other segments? Where is in Germany sort of the focus actually, which is the critical one? The other part is also some of the new CO2 and environmental questions. What are the fuel types? How do they differ from other countries, especially in Germany? There will be some surprises actually here, especially on the CO2 debate. I think a lot of people will be surprised what actually the ranking is, the fleet ranking. There's also some interesting aspects in the way of we said the environmental, but also the petrol gas. Germany is very untypical in the way they use the different fuel types. I think there are a couple of very interesting, and one of the things that people like to see the most is a little bit the differences of brands and models specifically in the different countries. Who is number one, who's number 5, 10, whatever. I think also there should be a couple of surprises.
So you will give us a lot of data. What advice do you have for fleet managers today?
Well, I think information becomes more and more important, and not just information about cars, but also about the markets themselves, about the job. And I think a fleet manager should have a good overview of what is he doing versus his colleagues, where's the market heading to, what are his best bets, where to go to. And I think the whole thing about information is, in order to have good and receive good information, it's also very important to be open to give information. And I think this exchange is really the key. And of course, one should not give information to everyone, but I think if you are able and willing to share some of the information that you have, I think in an orderly and good way, I think the quality of information that you will receive yourself will be much better. And I think good information is a key element for good decisions today, and not only on the side of the industry, but also for the fleet manager.
Thank you very much.